Get the app called Radio Pup for your iPhone and take us everywhere you go. Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
You're tuned in to Super Talk 1270 and Free for All Friday. Compelling local talk at 11 o'clock. Free for All Friday features groups and organizations that are plugged into progress here in central North Dakota. Our rotating panel includes members of the Bismarck Downtowners, the Bismarck Mandan Home Builders Association, and representatives from Pride of Dakota. You're invited to call in and join the discussion. It's Free for All Friday on Super Talk 1270.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. I'm Scott Wald, and with me is Kelly Wald. She's the marketing specialist for Pride of Dakota. How are you?
I'm doing very well today. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's another Friday. It's, heading into the weekend. So
and it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Seriously?
It's unseasonably warm right now. So
and
we're going to
I heard
take
that meant they were changing their forecast for how warm November is going to be.
Are you serious?
So temperatures are looking up, I guess.
Could it be one of those years where we don't have snow in December? I think we had one of those coming up like January, a couple of years ago, January and February. We had very little snow, and I don't ever remember that happening. So
yeah, it's abnormal. That's for
well,
sure.
you know what? This weather is sponsored by Pride of Dakota.
You are so welcome.
When you think of this warm weather, think of Pride of Dakota. And as always, we have the silky smooth operator and producer man extraordinaire, Jim Walsh.
Hey, how you doing? How are you?
He's doing good. So if you want to listen to the show or find replays of the podcast, you can always go to www.supertalk1270.com. They also have a Facebook page you can go like, and that is at facebook.com/supertalk1270. Today, the studio just is making my mouth water. So if I'm gonna hold this up to the radio there, and you can smell that, right? We got Linda Johnson. She is the owner of Home Sweet Home and Gifts Dakota Style from Minot, one of the largest and bestest retailers that Pride of Dakota has ever seen.
We are so fortunate to have her as a Pride of Dakota member and as a retail store. She does so much to promote the brand and to promote and work with other member companies. She's just a fantastic example to anybody who's looking to get into that type of business.
Yep, and she's just partners with Al Mueller, who's not in the studio today. He's out making deliveries. I mean, that's the way they do. I mean, when they come to town, they're always taking care of their customers. They are always looking out. Excellent customer service. And really, if you are a business owner, this is a person that you want to get to know because she is just such a smart business owner. And she just does things in a way that really should be copied and imitated for success.
Absolutely. She's fantastic at building relationships and growing her business.
Yes. And she brings us samples.
That's always
I'm not going to lie. That is just a wonderful part of this gig here. So we're going to bring Linda in just a few seconds. But before with that, we're going to talk about what's going on in Pride of Dakota world. And then for the end of that segment, we're going to bring Linda in to talk about Pride of Dakota memberships, too.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's going on? We got showcasing.
Well, yeah. So we just came back from Williston on Sunday. Good show. Weather was wonderful. We had a really good turnout this year. Our attendance is going up. We had Jessie Veeder there, who is a Watford City native, super talented lady.
She was at the Rock the Bowl here in Bismarck.
Yeah.
And it was open for, oh gosh, complete brain fart here. Who's the voice? North Dakota.
Kat Perkins.
Kat Perkins. Hello.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's where my brain is today. So she opened for Kat Perkins at the Bowl and had the crowd just as pumped up as Kat. It was really, really cool.
Seriously.
So you had her at the event.
Yes. And she's such a sweet, humble North Dakota farm girl. Just absolutely love her. So if you have not heard her music, check out our website. It's jessieveedermusic.com.
Yeah, Bedder.
Yes, and Jessie, it's with an IE at the end.
Yeah.
You can get her tracks on iTunes and everything. She's a very talented lady.
Writes her own music,
Yeah.
and you know what she reminds me of? I don't know if you know who Susan Tedeschi is. She's kind of a bluesy, Bonnie Raitt, really like a bluesy rocker, just phenomenal.
Yeah,
So-
and she's got a music video coming out for her hit Boomtown. So
there we go.
check it
So
out.
that's what Pride of Dakota has going on. We attract people like Jessie Veeder.
Yes, we do.
So the good turnout?
So we did. We had a very good turnout there. We were about 200 more in attendance than we were last year. Okay. And then we had Kids Carnival games one afternoon, which was a blast for everybody. Sure. So we did some face painting and all kinds of fun stuff.
And this was a 2-day or 3-day event?
2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Yep. And so now we're just busy getting ready for the holiday showcases, which you will find Linda at.
Yep, absolutely. So the holiday showcases start where?
They start in Grand Forks. It's the second weekend in November. It would be the 8th and 9th. It's a Saturday, Sunday. So we're at the Alaire Center in the ballroom there. Stop by. We've got tons and tons of vendors. Great opportunity to get an early jump on your holiday shopping. And
or all of your holiday shopping.
Oh, really. Absolutely. Just take care of it in one fell swoop, and you will be so much happier for the next month and a half.
And you know what you should do, like early in the morning on Black Friday?
What's
you
that?
should be sleeping.
Yes, I totally agree.
And like you're just coming out of your turkey coma, you know?
Yep.
So
that's
good.
Exactly. And let us help you with that.
Yep, we can do that.
So you can find us up in Grand Forks that weekend, and we're actually going to sponsor the UND football game that day against Weber State. So we've got some fun stuff going on there. We're going to have a fun halftime activity to get the crowd involved. So you can check us out there.
So that's Grand Forks.
Yes. Admission for all these shows is $2, but if you bring your own reusable cloth bag, you can save $1 on admission. And also any active or retired military members or their families can also save $1 on admission if they just present their military ID at the door.
So if they bring a bag, it's free.
Yes.
Wonderful. That's a great way to
Bazinga. So we start out in Grand Forks, and then the weekend after that, we travel over to Linda's home territory there. We're up in Minot at the North Dakota State Fair Center, Saturday and Sunday, the 15th and 16th of November. And then the weekend after that, we head back over east to Fargo, where we take over the Fargo Civic Auditorium for, and actually that one's a 3-day show. Yeah. We start Friday evening, November 21st. And then we go all day Saturday, the 22nd, and then most of the day Sunday on the 23rd.
And that's the first time we do a Friday.
Yes. Okay. Yep. So the Friday hours are 4 to 9 p.m. So you can swing on down after work, and then you have the rest of your weekend to go do whatever you want to do.
Love it.
Yeah, that one, and that's quite a bit bigger as far as vendors-wise go and space-wise than like the Minot and Grand Forks show. So you'll definitely want to check out that one also. And then we wrap up back here in Bismarck at the Civic Center the 5th through the 7th of December. So that's also a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep. So even you guys get a weekend off, right?
We do. We get to go home and spend Thanksgiving, and the vendors are all like just exhausted by the time, the second one's done with. And there's so many other things going on this time of year too, and they're getting busy and ready for holidays. And so they just everybody needs that weekend off.
You know what I think is so cool too is that in the past, because of the size of the communities, it was typically the Grand Forks and the Fargos and the Bismarcks that saw the largest growth in shows and things. But that's not the case anymore. It's really it's Minot that last year, last couple of years have really shown the biggest growth in attendance, setting records and paralleling really what's going on in these larger communities. And I think that has everything to do with the quality of people and the vendors we have there. But I also think that it has everything to do with what Linda and some of these other Pride of Dakota members, Joe Khalifa and stuff, are doing for the community and sort of the momentum that they're building with their products up there. So
absolutely. They're working to build and promote the brand, promote their fellow North Dakota business owners, and people really take notice of that. They see that little blue and gold logo, and they want to know where they can get it. Absolutely.
Well, we're going to step out and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring Linda into the conversation, and we're going to talk a little bit about Pride of Dakota memberships, kind of to kick it off. You're listening to the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. We are so glad you're with us on a beautiful Friday. Come back.
Right now, 48.
Your news leader, weeknights at 6 and 10. Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back to the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. Scott Wald, Kelly Wald, Jim Walsh. And in the studio, we have Linda Johnson. She is the owner of Home Sweet Home, Gifts Dakota Style up in Minot. And normally we have members from Pride of Dakota on the show, and we feature them. This is a little different this week. She is a retailer for Pride of Dakota, so she is the one that really is supporting multiple memberships. And if you want to check out her information as you're listening to this, her website is www.ndgifts.com, GIFTS, and her Facebook is facebook.com/homesweethomend.
Yes.
So you can check those out. Again, that's ndgifts.com and facebook.com/homesweethomend, and you'll be able to browse all the different things that they're doing. And we have a lot to talk about with Linda in the studio. Linda, welcome back.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. So we were talking about Pride of Dakota and its memberships and what we offer. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and absolutely. If you're going to look at a Pride of Dakota member or a company who is really taking advantage of the different resources and opportunities that the program offers, it's Linda. I mean, she has done so many different things, and she really takes advantage of, you know, what's out there, and can kind of maybe give other people who are interested in joining an idea of exactly what the program offers besides the showcases, because that's, you know, what most people know the program for and associate with it. But I guess I was just going to ask you, Linda, if you could talk a little bit about kind of what your the Pride of Dakota membership has done for the store, and how you guys take advantage of those resources and those different networks that exist within the program.
Yes. Pride of Dakota has basically become the backbone of my business. Wow. It is really what has saved my business. When the economy started getting kind of bad in North Dakota before the oil industry hit, sure. My business was, you know, it's a disposable income type of business. And Pride of Dakota products are not something that is necessary because they're like of gourmet quality, and they make great gifts. Yep. And so I just started expanding in that line because it's a consumable product. For the most part, it's a consumable product because there's a lot of food involved in Pride of Dakota. And so instead of people buying collectibles for people that they just sit on a shelf, and people weren't using their money to do that, they would buy more consumable, usable products. Sure. So I expanded in that line, and through the tough times, it has sustained me. And with the support of many of the members and the networking opportunities, it has just become the backbone of my whole business.
You know, the logo is very recognizable, and it has become a brand that really has represented North Dakota quality. Not only the quality of people putting it together, but the quality of the products that we have. And I think that's something that, as when you are a member and you become a member, you have the right now to use that logo in your marketing and your website. And that really is a brand that the Department of Agriculture is really putting a lot of time, effort, and funding into making sure that it's working for those businesses. This is really about economic growth in North Dakota.
Yes, and it's just, you know, marketing all the local businesses of our state, and a lot of the agricultural aspects of it as well. And it's taken a little while, but everybody recognizes that logo now, and they recognize the quality of the products.
They do. And a big part of that, I mean, a major part of that is seeing it pasted on the front of different items that they buy, and it displayed in retail store windows and on banners and things. So that really, you know, we attribute that to the members being out there. You guys are the ones offering the products and the services that carry that. And so it's really kind of like an exclusive club that people are proud to be a part of, because that brand has become so known for its quality, like you said, Scott. And so that's absolutely hats off to the members. Yep.
And like Kelly said earlier, there's so much more going on than just the showcases. I mean, there are learning opportunities. There's trips. There are. Talk about some of the benefits in those respects.
Absolutely. I guess from a marketing standpoint, we relentlessly promote our member companies. We have different, we have a website where all of our members have their very own profile page, and it links to retail stores that carry products. So if people are, they can search for what town they're in and find what stores might carry products in their area if they are just looking to support Pride of Dakota. And we, we use our social media channels. We advertise. We have the showcases. We do different cooperative advertising buys with members. And then we have educational components like our annual meeting every March. And then we do different trainings and workshops kind of throughout the year, depending on what members really need. It's not like a set in stone, plan for the year. We really consult with our members to find out what they need to know about businesses and operating them, and that's where the programming goes. So the members really dictate where the program goes, which is nice.
And you even have some trade show assistants that you help. Linda, have you ever taken advantage of any of the trade show assistants?
Oh, yes, definitely. Sometimes when we've done some like oil expos or something, and the booth rent is pretty spendy, I have called for assistance from Pride of Dakota, and they've always been there to help. help
Sure.
out in some way. And also, if I do some Pride of Dakota events at the store, I'll go after some grant money if it's available. And it's just been very supportive, very helpful.
Yeah. So there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there listening to this, people that are either just starting the idea, that maybe they've got their napkin full of bright ideas that they want to turn into a business. Maybe it's just to add that disposable income to their life, or it's to literally build something that they can hang their hat on it and turn into a career, right? So those people that are listening to this and that are manufacturing products that are made here or services, you're right? I mean, I was a Wald Inspire. We did trivia and we did social media consulting, and we became a Pride of Dakota member after 4 years. So, it's like about time, right? So if you're listening to this, I mean, the membership it's so incredibly cheap for what you get. I think it's $50 a year, depending on the size of your company, but it starts at about $50 a year, and you'll immediately, the first event you go to, it will pay for itself 10 times over.
And like a little story I want to share is we are always looking for new products made in our state. And when we run across some, if they're not Pride of Dakota, we encourage them to become Pride of Dakota. We ran across a wonderful new honey company the other day, and they're not Pride of Dakota. And we're selling it in the store, but we told them we would take it to all the Pride of Dakota shows if they would become members, and they sent their application in this week.
I got it actually in my inbox a few days ago.
See, and that, one of the things, and I think one of the true benefits of Pride of Dakota is a true sense of family that you get and the support. And when you go to a trade show and watch the setup even, you see other vendors helping like vendors and honey vendors helping other honey vendors set up, and because they truly understand that that every business needs just a little helping hand every once in a while. And for you to give someone that advice, and then they know that if they sell their product in your store, Linda, that they're going to get support and they're going to have someone else advocating for their livelihood.
Right. And it's raw honey has become so popular, especially with the influx of new people here in our state, because the benefits of honey help you acclimate yourself to the state with allergies and things like that. And so, we're so excited to have her wonderful product, and we asked her, well, do you want to market it more? Because we can sure help you, but if you join Pride of Dakota, we'll take it further.
Isn't that great?
She got excited about it. She didn't know about it, and
Well, so if you're out there and you're listening to this, and you've always thought maybe I wonder if it's for me, where can they go get information? Someone can get information to become a member.
Sure, you can check out our website, which is just prideofdakota.com, or you can give us a call at the Ag Department at 701-328-2231. Or
it's on the website.
Just check out the website. You can reach out to us via Twitter or Facebook, any of our social media channels. Shoot us an email, fill out a form online, and we will get right back to you.
Hey, it's Friday. I can't remember Kat Perkins. You can't remember your phone number. Let's all go have a party. So, Linda, we brought you in here to talk a little bit about Home Sweet Home and introduce you to the listening audience. Let's just kind of start with, what is Home Sweet Home and what do you sell, and how are you a retailer?
Okay, Home Sweet Home has been a retail gift shop since 1986.
Right.
I started working there as an employee in 1994 and soon became the manager. In 2000, my boss sold it to me. It's never been in my plans to be a business owner. It just kind of happened.
Right.
But when I worked for her, she had a very small corner of Pride of Dakota products. I was very intrigued by it, so I started researching, and I was trying to encourage her to increase that. And she never did. She was more into the little collectibles and Boyd's Bears. But the day that I took ownership, I cleaned out one whole room and turned it into a Pride of Dakota room, and it's been the best business decision I made right from the beginning, is to bring that Pride of Dakota in. Sometimes I say, well, I never started out to be a grocery store, but I ended up being, selling a lot of Pride of Dakota products.
So tell us a little bit. You're located in Minot. Tell us a little bit about that unique location you have.
Yes, it's a 115-year-old 3-story house, and it's seasonal decor, home decor, but we've just expanded our Pride of Dakota line, and the whole setting is just the ambiance. It's very warm and welcoming, just an antique old house.
I mean, North Dakota's only 10 years old when this house was built. That's phenomenal.
Yes, it's one of the first biggest homes built in Minot by a wealthy railroad man working on the railroad from out east. and it's called an Edwardian style Victorian.
Yeah.
And it's just very unique in architecture, stained glass windows, leaded glass windows.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is a beautiful old house.
So quaint.
Right on the river.
Well, and that's one of the stories that, that there was actually a story where the governor got involved when you guys had that historic flooding of the Mouse River up in Minot, and you almost lost that house.
Yes.
And can you just briefly give me the story again for our audience? Because and the governor's...
The day we were told to evacuate Minot, that massive amounts of water were coming. The governor was on a city tour with the senator, Senator Hoeven, and the Army Corps, and John and Mikey would shop at my shop, and he saw me carrying boxes out into the yard, so he came over, and I says, "Oh, John, please save my business," and he says, "I'll do what I can, but I don't know what was done. I don't know."
Well, you know what? He did. And
the dike was supposed to dike us into the river. The Army Corps had said, "Sorry, we have no time. We're going straight down the road. We're diking you into the river." And I mean, that would have been a done deal.
Yeah.
It would have been over. Well, the next day when we came back to see this 18-foot dike, it was behind the building. It was not in front and down the road.
It just shows you that this place is worth saving, and it's worth taking that kind of effort. So when we come back, we're going to step out, take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to learn a little bit more about the products that you have and talk about some of the partnerships that you have created as well. We're listening to the Free For All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. Come on back.
Right now, 48.
You're never more than a few minutes from a weather update here on Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back to the Free For All Friday program, Pride of Dakota edition. Scott Wald, Kelly Wald, Jim Walsh, and Linda Johnson from Home Sweet Home Gifts Dakota Style is in the studio, and we've been learning a little bit about her business.
And so before the break, we were talking really about how you got started with the store and you really expanded Home Sweet Home and just, blew up the Pride of Dakota stuff that you had going on there. And I understand that in your non-existent spare time that you have, you actually started another business. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. A classmate of mine moved back to North Dakota, and he was helping me with marketing because he just came out of the corporate world. He's been involved in many different aspects there. So he was helping me with marketing, and we started marketing to the oil patch country in the fall of 2012 because we thought, they're here and they want to give gifts. They should give local. So we started taking Pride of Dakota baskets out to them and, saying, "Would you like to do business with us?" And so then after the busy holiday season, we were sitting in our office when we have some downtime, and we said, we need to market Pride of Dakota more. Let's start a broker business where we can be the middleman. And we went to a lot of the Pride of Dakota vendors and we said, "We know that you can't get out to the western half of the state with your product. Let us do it for you, because there's so many, we've been marketing out there, and there's so many stores out there that do not have Pride of Dakota. Sure. And all these new people want to take something back to their home or send it back made in North Dakota, like the choke cherry jellies or syrups." So different vendors said, "Yes, we want to grow our business. Can you help us?" Others said, "No, we don't think we can produce enough."
Sure.
So
that's fair.
It's fair. Yeah. And so then we've taken quite a number. We've got quite a number of people we represent with their jellies and jams and syrups and candies and soups. And so we've gone marketing out, like Tioga Travel Plaza and other convenience stores are now carrying Pride of Dakota products.
Because of you.
Yes, and we love doing it. We love promoting it and selling it and getting the product out there. And so we just take a little broker fee for this. Yep. That's our part. And
which is fair.
Yeah, we did. We just bring the two entities together. And so that's really been fun, and it's a really growing business. So far, we're brokering only food products. Okay. So if there's anyone out there that, we're willing to broker anything. And the territory is at our feet. The opportunities are there. So
you've already established a relationship.
Yes, mm-hmm. Yes, we've got ongoing, repeating customers. Some of them are pretty big buyers too. Yep. So it's really wonderful, and we're trying to get into some bigger stores as well. We're always looking for that opportunity and meeting people, and
Well, what a great opportunity, Linda, even for those that might be even on the eastern part of the state.
Yes.
That really, a day drive out there and not to know the territory and not to have the relationships and to start from square one would be time-consuming and very costly, and maybe for naught, right? So are you looking for people? Like, do they come to you or do you come to them, or is it a combination of the two?
When we started this, we went to them.
Okay,
and now there are people coming to us that have heard about what we do.
So, Linda, if someone were listening to this and they had a Pride of Dakota product, or had a product, knew they could become a Pride of Dakota member, and talk to you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Just call the store.
Okay.
Home Sweet Home, 701-852-5604.
Okay.
Or send
Why don't you give that number one more time for those that just grabbed their pen?
701-852-5604. Excellent. Or we're on email all the time these days with, that's how it is these days. Sales at dakotasb.com. So that's DAKOTASB.com.
Wonderful.
And what does the SB stand for?
Sunrise Brokers.
So Dakota Sunrise Brokers is the name of their company. Yep. Search them and you can find all kinds of information about them.
Well, this is why anyone listening, and I talked about it earlier in the show, that you're just such an incredibly innovative business person, and you're just such a great person anyways.
Thank you.
But the products and the partnerships that you have created, I know you did this with the broker, but let's talk about some of the products that you carry in the store and some of those partnerships that you have created to create some pretty unique and really remarkable products. And some of them you actually have like right here in the studio, and I'm I'm holding this spicy cracker thing right here, and I'm gonna squeeze some of the smell into the mic so that if your car or your room is starting to smell really good, it's because come through the radio.
Well, like I said, in our downtime after the busy holiday season, we were sitting in the office one day, and after we had experience marketing in the oil patch, we thought, well, let's come up with some oil patch names, and that would be maybe more marketable to oil companies to have some catchy names on there.
Genius idea.
Yeah.
So we came up with, I wanted a candy bar in the store, for tourists, and we're getting all these, a lot of oil people are living in Minot now and oil workers, and so they're coming in the store and buying local, Pride of Dakota made things. So I wanted a candy bar, so I went to Mikey's Country Candy, and we did I designed a label, and I called it Bakken Gold. So I ordered 200 candy bars to start with. And in the meantime, I got an email from the Petroleum Council. They were putting on some kind of a conference, and they wanted 200 items that said the name Bakken in them. And did I have anything? So I told them about the candy bar. So they ordered all of them. I didn't get to put any in the store. However, the next day I got a phone call from them that said, you can't use the word Bakken Gold because it's trademarked by the Petroleum Council.
Okay.
And I go, oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Well, our attorney will be calling you tomorrow, but it's a good thing because they like your ideas, and it could turn out to be a good thing. So the next day, someone else, not the attorney, but someone else that works very closely with the Petroleum Council called me, and he says, I want to meet you. And I like your ideas. So my business partner and I went down and met him. And so we formed a partnership, and we actually did produce a Bakken Gold candy bar.
Okay.
But they allowed the name on there, but we partnered with them.
Sure.
And it's a lesson for me to do your homework. And the thing to do if you're going to private label is to check with the state of North Dakota, the Secretary of State's office, and see if someone is using that name. Because we came out with coffee, we were going to call Bakken Brew. Well, somebody in Watford City was already using that name.
Okay.
So then we had to think of a name for our special custom roast coffee from Mojo Roast. We partnered with her.
Is another one of those innovative.
Yes, she's a very wonderful businesswoman.
You just really know how to. Your partnerships are just.
You have to work together. It's business, but you can do great things if you work as a team.
So what'd you call the coffee?
And the coffee, I couldn't use brew, and that's what I was set on. But I was sitting there one day staring at the wall, and I saw our Dakota Sunrise Brokers certificate. And I go, what do you do in the morning when you get up at sunrise? You have coffee. It's Bakken Sunrise. And this coffee is a hit. the flavor, I'm addicted to it. I used to drink Colombian. I'm just addicted to this, and we're doing very, very well at the trade shows and all over selling this coffee.
You know, and Joe has also gone through a complete redesign of her packaging and all
Yes.
this. And this is really
Yes.
just an innovative. You got a Derrick being poured over into a coffee cup, and it's really, really some incredible packaging.
Yeah, and
so happy accidents, right? I mean,
yes, and it turned into a good thing, and one thing led to another. We just thought, well, let's keep going, and then we came up with we knew the 1,000,000 barrel a day celebration was coming along, and I said, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have an oil barrel chocolate filled with caramel? And so we went to Mikey again and worked with her, and they did research, we did research, and we decided if you did a full oil barrel, you'd have to package it like you would package one of those chocolate Easter bunnies.
Yeah.
And that gets very costly. So then we went with a flat half and made it into a candy bar.
Well, like they do with the bunnies, too.
Yes,
So
yes.
It's a gold oil barrel, and it says 1,000,000 barrel bar. 2014 North Dakota, 1,000,000 barrels per day.
And we'll private label this bar. We've done it for Watford City. There's another oil company that bought 4,000 of them. And it's just been, it's just really novel. And not only that, it's absolutely delicious.
Well, and it's so unique to hear. I mean, that's what everybody knows us for right now. And I love earlier how you said, the opportunities here, we might as well seize it. You could stick your head in the sand, but you guys have really taken what's out there and attacked it. And I love that.
That is incredible. We can talk about some of the other ones. What we're going to do is we got one of those 1,000,000 barrel bars. We're going to have Jim eat it right now. And
it's like a giant Rolo, only better.
Here in a couple minutes, Jim. So we'll have him crack that open.
I had a very light breakfast.
There we go.
And if the packaging doesn't sell the bar, the taste will.
Yeah. So let's talk about
it's like a little oil barrel.
It's like an oil barrel, yeah. So here's the first bite Jim's got. Oh, that's a lot of caramel. Oh, yeah. There's a happy man over there. Look at that. That's
a cup of a Bakken Sunrise along with that barrel. It's absolutely delicious.
That's a taste of the oil patch there, right there, buddy. So you're welcome. He's a happy man. He's gonna be chewing for a while. So Linda, let's talk about maybe some of the other. You got some other crackers here with Cindy's.
Yes, that's another whole story. Al, my business partner, was over a year ago. He was had a hot pass at a NASCAR race. So he had the privilege of dining with one of the cooks for a NASCAR team under her tent. And she was serving these crackers, and they were awesome. And he was telling her how wonderful they were, and she said, yeah, the crew here and the race car drivers and race officials that eat here, they say that I should market them, but I don't have time to market them. And kind of off the cuff, he says, well, my business partner and I could do that. And she goes, okay. Well, we never heard another word. 2 months later, we get a case of her crackers sent to the store.
Really?
And she said, sample these out to your customers, to your employees. Tell me what you think.
And that became Cindy's track crackers.
Yes, it became Cindy's track crackers. We did everything for her. We tweaked the recipe. We did the labeling. We did the search for the bags. And if somebody had given me a manual on how to go about to do this and I read it, I wouldn't have done it.
Really?
Yes. It's overwhelming what we have done, but we've done it in steps. It's been extremely educational, very challenging, very rewarding, and a lot of fun.
Linda, let's talk about that one. We're going to step out and take a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk about some of those steps and maybe why you wouldn't have, because this might be something that other businesses are running into. Mm-hmm. You're listening to the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. We'll be right back.
Right now, 59.
Sean Hannity, weekdays at 2, only on Super Talk 1270.
Hey there, welcome back to the Free for All Friday program, Pride of Dakota edition. This is the happiest radio studio on planet Earth. We are sitting amongst all of these great Pride of Dakota products, samples that have been brought in by Linda Johnson, Kelly Wald, Jim Walsh. We are talking with Home Sweet Home, Gifts Dakota style. I'm just going to give your contact information and the website if people want to check it out. It's worth seeing. It's worth even just going there to see the house. It's really, really a cool house. So if you're in Minot, make it just a destination on your next stop and stop in and say hello to Linda and Al. By the way, Al, if you're still out there driving around, be safe. And, good to have you here. Thanks for bringing Linda and the treats. We appreciate it. So their website is www.ndgifts.com, and their Facebook is facebook.com/homesweethomend.
So, Linda, before the break, you had mentioned kind of some of the adventures that you had in producing these whole Trax crackers. And you had said that, if somebody had a nice, neat plan laid out for you and they handed it to you, you would have looked at it and said, no, thank you. Can you kind of explain maybe what you meant by that and talk a little bit about the process that you went through?
Yes. What I meant is if we had a manual or a book to do step by step, reading it all at once would have been actually overwhelming, and I don't know if we would have tackled it. But since we were new at this, and it was like step by step, researching recipes, tweaking the recipes, sending them out to the NASCAR track where she would have them sample them and say, no, they don't have it right yet, and sending it back to us. And, it was such a learning process, and it was really exciting. It was fun. It was a challenge. We enjoy challenge. Yep. Researching and calling and networking amongst our other business friends and other people in Pride of Dakota who have gone this path before in nutrition and labeling their products. We'd call them and see who our contact person was and getting the labels done and searching for the right bag that would preserve the freshness of the cracker. There was a lot involved, but we took our time, and I would urge anyone, even if you don't have a manual to read, or even if you do, just take your time step by step. It's like eating an elephant one bite at a time.
And do you think that that's what stops most people in their tracks when it comes to expanding their business or doing something kind of adventurous, is that they kind of look at it and overthink it, right? It's paralysis by analysis, right?
They're overwhelmed and I can't do this. But yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can just close your eyes and jump in sometimes.
Yes.
Now, we have two packages in front of us with these crackers, and they one of them called Cindy's Track Crackers, which obviously is marketed toward the NASCAR crowd. But then you have another bag here. Looks like the same cracker, right? Different size. They're little triangles, and they're called drill bits.
Yes.
So obviously there's the Bach and tie-in.
Yes, and that's where we go into the private label. We asked Cindy. She obviously owns the cracker business, but we are her brokers. We're actually her manufacturers right now, and we did all the work. But she allowed us to private label her recipe for our Bakken-themed line of snacks. So we have the drill bits.
Fantastic.
Very cool. You also have another new gem here in the store, or in the studio.
Well, in the store too.
Yeah, and it's a book written by the First Lady, Betsy Dalrymple. Could you talk a little bit about how that came to be and how you guys got involved with that?
It's a great story.
Yes. Okay, one day I was sitting in my office, and my employee answered the phone and came up and said, Linda, it's Betsy Dalrymple on the phone for you. And I go, it can't be the First Lady. It's got to be somebody else by that name that wants to consign crafts or something.
It's such a common name.
And she says, hello, Linda, this is Betsy Dalrymple. And I go, yes. And she said, somebody referred me to call you for some advice and some ideas. And I go, it surely can't be Betsy Dalrymple calling me for advice or anything. But when she said she had written a book about building a house, making a home, about the stories of those who have lived in the governor's mansion, then I knew it was really Betsy. But she wrote this book and asked if I would sell it in the store. And so we've got her lined up on Wednesday, November 12th, from 1 to 3 in the afternoon for a book signing. And I haven't had a chance to read the book yet, but I've glanced through it, and there's great photos of Senator Hoeven's family, the Sinners, the guys, and what it was like. I know that she interviewed some of Hoeven's children on what it was like growing up in the governor's mansion, and I'm sure it's a very interesting book with a lot of color photos. So I'd like to invite anyone and everyone over to Home Sweet Home on November 12th in the afternoon to meet Betsy. She's a great lady, friendly, nice lady, and see the fine works of her book.
Yeah, and if you can't make it that day, they will actually be at the Bismarck Pride of Dakota Showcase. The 5th through the 7th of December, so you can pick up the book there too and get it signed if you can't make it to Minot.
And Betsy has also asked me if I would sell it at all the other Pride of Dakota shows. So we will be taking it to Grand Forks, to Fargo, have it in Minot. So her book will be available across the state.
And she asked you to be an exclusive seller of the book, didn't she?
Yeah, for now, in Minot. Well, but I mean, she has other retailers in other cities.
I meant in Minot.
But in Minot, I'm the only one that has it right now.
That is such a cool story.
Yeah,
and it just proves that when your reputation is so broad in this state as far as just being such a great retailer and an example and an innovator. And I can't say it enough. because as a person who's owned a business, and it is one of the challenges that boy, it's not the easiest job on planet Earth. You do work 100 hours a week sometimes, and if you aren't completely passionate about what you're doing, your chances for success are very slim. And so doing what you do, but Linda, you do it with such a servant attitude that toward the other Pride of Dakota members. And truly, it's not just all about you and your business. And I think that's why you are so massively successful, and why others like Betsy Dalrymple would not have a problem reaching out to you, because they know that you've done this for other people.
Well, I'm just so believe in the Pride of Dakota products. I believe in the people of our state, and I'm very passionate about promoting small local business, keeping our money in our state.
That is super obvious.
And I feel like we kind of overlooked what Home Sweet Home actually does, aside from just having the store there. They actually make gift boxes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. We have them in our office all the time for different things. But yeah, so you can call up Linda, and she will put together a gift box of a different number of Pride of Dakota products. You can pick the size, you can pick the dollar amount, you can pick whatever you want to go in there, and you can actually order some online. You can,
our website. It's we just redid our website. It's awesome, and that is a huge part of our business, is our gift basket business that we, for corporate giving, for people shipping to their family and friends out of state at the holidays or.
And if someone wanted an idea and had a theme, that you could certainly
we could do a
consult
choke cherry lovers gift basket, or taste of the prairie, or whatever they want, we can do.
Like you got a whole line of choke cherry chocolates in front of us here. Everything from white chocolate to dark chocolate to milk chocolate. These candy bars, and wow.
Yeah, that's our anniversary bar. The choke cherry, of course, is our state fruit. So we worked with Mikey's Country Candy again out of Burlington. Yeah. Came up, and Wagner's Wagon as well provided the choke cherry flavoring. So there we teamed up 3 businesses to promote and get this bar out there for the 125th anniversary of the state.
Yeah, it's not always about competition. It's in a large part when I think of you, it's always about creation, and that is such a cool thing. So what, as far as marketing goes, Linda, what have been the avenues that you've seen the most success? Is it the showcases? Is it social media? Is it word of mouth? I mean, do you have some thoughts there?
Well, obviously, word of mouth sometimes is the best if it's good words.
Yeah.
So we strive for that. We have actually used all avenues of advertising.
Okay.
And we'll use different ones at different time to reach different audiences. Of course, social media is the up-and-coming way, Facebook, Twitter, blogs.
And you
modern
are
technology.
On them. That's good, because you are top
I'm trying to get better at it. It's kind of been hard for this older person to learn the modern technology, but I am learning.
Well, then that's proof that anyone can do it, because you are top of mind, and I do see you quite a bit in the stream of things. So you just have to do it, though, and that it is time consuming, and people think, oh, it's just one more thing I have to add to my plate, but it's such an important piece to add to the plate.
It's just the way it is now, so you have to do
get
it.
Your audience.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go walk through, how do people contact you and get a hold of you? We have about a minute left, so let's go through your contact information one more time, Linda, and just if people want to get a hold of you, find out more about your products, let's do websites and phone numbers, emails, all that.
Okay. Our website, of course, is ndgifts, ndgifts.com. Great website. You can find us on Facebook. You can like us.
Yep. Facebook.com/HomeSweetHomeND.
And sales@ndgifts.com. And for the broker business, it's sales@dakotasb.com. And
phone number?
We have a phone number there. You can reach us at 701-260. Whoops, I forgot.
You know what? Get it on the website. Linda, it's all right. We're all got a coupon to forget something today. We've had Linda Johnson she's the owner of Home Sweet Home Gifts Dakota Style from Minot, North Dakota, Pride of Dakota retailer. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you in the studio. You're welcome back anytime. On behalf of Kelly Wald and Jim Walsh, this is Scott Wald saying you have an amazing Friday. Enjoy the weather, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks for joining us for Free for All Friday on Super Talk 1270, keeping you involved and informed on issues that impact our area. To find more local talk at 11 o'clock, keep your radios right here on Super Talk 1270.